Okay, in this video, we're going to talk about how to do an essay question in new quizzes. So they're very simple, and there's a lot of new features in new quizzes when it comes to essay questions. And I want to dive into those the most because I think they're the most interesting, and they give you, as an instructor, a lot of freedom to do some new things with essay questions. Now, I do want to note that essay is one of the two question types you will have to manually grade, so be aware of that. We will talk about how to manually grade essay questions in another video, but let's get started with essay questions now. So let's take a look. So again, we use that blue plus button. We find the essay question type, and we're going to go ahead and put in our prompt here. So again, I'm going to do it in a snap. And we're back. All right, so we've got our essay question here. In the instructions here, I want the students to answer the question in no less than 200 words, but also no more than 500 words. Now, those are going to be big in the settings section, and I put them in there for this example here. So again, essays, very simple. Your students will give you a text box, they write up their answer, and then they submit it for you to grade. Again, it's a manually graded one. But let's take a look at the settings sections on what we can do and why I added those two caveats in there. So if we look, we again have our on-screen calculator. You can have an essay question with some math problems in there, and maybe that's what you want to do. So we're going to give them an on-screen calculator. Again, you have scientific or basic, whichever one you prefer. But we have the rich content editor. That will need to be checked. That gives them the text box. That's what the text box is actually called in Canvas, that they use to write out their essay question. We can now add a spell check. So you can add a spell check to it if you'd like to give them a spell check. Most browsers have one. I just included, it makes it easier for them. You may not want to if they're doing vocab words and stuff like that, but it is there for your disposal. Now, one of the two that are really cool that I like is there's a show word count. This will show them how many words they've currently typed in their essay. This is important if you're going to have those limitations like I put with less than 200 words and no more than 500 words. This gives them the opportunity without having to sit there and count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and figure out how many words they put in there. This is very easy for them to do. So this is really important for them. Now the next one is adding upon the showing word count. You can actually set word limits. And so we can say here a minimum of 200 words and a maximum of 500. This will make sure that they can't submit until they've made the 200 word count. And it will make sure they can't submit if they've exceeded the 500 word count. Now, why that could be important, I had one instructor who said when they wanted a one-page paper, if you provided them a 5-page paper, they weren't going to read it because they asked for 1 page and not 5 pages. They didn't want a whole novella on a subject. They just wanted a single piece of paper. You needed to be concise, you needed to be accurate, and not use flowery language to just try to be more robust sounding. They wanted you to have that concise writing. So if that's something that's important to you, these are the settings for you. Now, other than that, we have our grading notes. This is a great place for you. The grading notes is solely for instructors. The students don't get to see this. This is a place for you to put what you think would be a right answer. Just notes for you when you're going in to do the grading in SpeedGrader, what a right answer is going to be. Just makes it easier for you as the instructor. That's it. Again, your students will not see it, so you can put exactly what you're looking for here as the right answer. However you want to put that in a paragraph form, bullet point form, it's up to you how you want to put it, but this is a spot for you to put in grading notes so you don't have to have them on printed out or on a different tab or something like that. And then we keep scrolling down. We have our align to outcomes and our item banking. Again, we're not going to talk about those right now in this video, but just so you know, they are there. And then we have our point value, so we'll give it our point value system here. And the last thing we'll do is we'll click the done button. And that's it. All we need to do next is publish the quiz. You can see a little preview of what the students are going to see. They have that rich content editor. They can, add bullet points if they need to. They can do subscript and superscript. They can highlight text if they want to highlight text. They can insert images. They can insert video. Whatever you want them to do in the essay, all of that is available for your students to use. And that's going to be it for our essay question.